Hello, this is Stephanie, one of the Medical STEM Program TAs. This video will walk you through the first lesson in the Pulmonology Unit, making a lung model. Since this is the first lesson in the unit, you'll start the class off by distributing the pulmonology pre-tests. I normally gave my classes about 8 minutes to answer all of the questions. As the students finish and you collect the pre-tests, you can hand out the students' pulmonology science journals, and I'll give some suggestions for how to incorporate the books into the lesson. All right, you're ready to start teaching your lesson. Here are the vocabulary words you will be going over for this lesson. I generally recommend asking your students to share what they know about the topic and using their comments to drive your discussion of the vocabulary words. It can also be helpful to discuss the new words in groups. For example, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and lungs can go together to discuss breathing. Diaphragm and volume can also be paired to discuss how your lungs change volume when they inhale and exhale. I've included a picture of the vocabulary words they will fill out in their science journals for this lesson as well. I normally spend about 5 to 10 minutes going over the vocabulary and letting students fill in the words in their science journals. Once you feel like the students have a basic understanding of the vocabulary words, you're ready to read your book. How do your lungs work? I like to have my students move from their desks to the rug while I read. It gives them a chance to move around a little bit and generally helps keep their attention. After reading your book, you're ready to start the activity, building model lungs. Make sure to have a model built before the class that you can use to explain the steps. I've also included a picture of the page in the science journal where the students can identify what each piece of the model represents in their body. For example, the first blank points to the straw, and the student would write down that the straw is representing their trachea. There's also a question about how your lungs change volume to check your students' understanding of the topic. These are the steps to build the model. First, cover the bottom of the bottle with a balloon. You'll need to cut the narrow mouth of the balloon off first. Ask the students which part of the body the balloon covering represents to reinforce the vocabulary word diaphragm. Next, you'll be making the lungs by putting a balloon over the bent end of a straw and securing it with a rubber band. Make sure these are on tight. You may need to walk around the class and help students who struggle to put it together. Next, you'll put the lungs inside of the bottle and keep them from slipping with another rubber band right above the mouth of the bottle. Finally, cover the opening with Play-Doh to hold it all together and keep more air from getting in. When building models with your students, allocate about half of the class just for the activity. It can be really helpful for you to build a model step by step with them, using a document camera or Elmo if the class has one. If not, just walk around the class to show them the step that they are working on and move through the steps with the class together. Once the models are built, have the students explore how pushing and pulling on the bottom covering will deflate or inflate the balloons respectively. You should have about 10 minutes left of class, and you can use this time to let the students explore how the lung models work and review the vocabulary words that you taught at the beginning of class. Finally, at the end of class, I go around and give each student a sticker if they've correctly filled out all of the spaces in their science journals. Have fun!